Good morning, everyone. What's up, Lone Wolf? Thanks for being on YouTube with us this morning. Okay, Wednesday. Here we are. Well, sorry, I was just answering a few quick messages. Apologies. Alrighty. Summertime, and the order flow is easy. Hey, John, what's going on? Good to see you, man. How's the Big Island? Need all my Hawaiians back. I haven't seen Dano in a while, Cisco. Now we just need to get a couple of traders from Molokai. Check in on him when you can. I should message him. He was not feeling well. Okay, it's another beautiful day in the glorious city of Liverpool, and I'm distracted, so let's get to work. Overnight inventory is long, right? I'd say about 80% of the trading, maybe even 90% of the trading is above our 5 p.m. close for yesterday. So that means this. So we're waiting for this. Now, here's the curious thing. We are outside yesterday's range. Aha. So if the market were to open here at 76.08, we would open on a gap up, a true gap. Sometimes you guys consider it a gap if you open up and down from the close. That's valid. But I've done a video on that and I've explained that intimately how the opening auction in Globex is a little bit different. That's why you get those ups and down from the close. Now, let's see, do we stay above yesterday's high? Because what we're doing is we're distributing this and this up here. You see the path of inventory? So when London opens in 10 minutes, do we do this? Do we correct down? Now, the problem with all of that is if enough people are short here and we come down here and we catch a bid, we could do this. For larger traders, I told you guys a few days ago, I said the failure to trade 75.11, and if we stay in the middle of this current zone, our target's going to be 76.31. That is entirely likely. The thing that's saving our short sellers is that we do have sellers at 76.16. You guys see that? So my big traders who are short, okay? My traders who are short 20s and 50s and 100s, that is your danger zone, just like in Top Gun, okay? So if you're short some size and it starts trading 76.20, Start managing your risk, okay? You can reduce your risk with size, right? You manage your risk with size when you're a large trader. That's how you manage risk. And of course, if you can take the pain, or if your strategy is that, then you could maybe look for a look above and fail of 76.31. That's probably the most likely short. That's the best short. Right here, shorting is okay. But if we lose that seller at 76.16, they've been front running that level now on 3 different tries. Right? If we lose that level, and this one is a Globex one, eh? This is a Globex profile. It's an electronic. I've got the overnights in here just because I wanted to show that yesterday's overnight high and today's overnight high are kind of similar, right? But if we take this out, then you'll see, whoop, sorry. If we lose that 76.16 seller, be careful. There's not a lot of inventory up here, okay? That's it. Let's go see what we can trade right now. I was delaying that because it is so slow because we are in distribution. Look at this. The overnight epoch has moved up. And what that means is when the overnight point of control moves up, the simple English means that they're buying it at higher prices and we can sell more at higher prices. That's what the point of control is. The point of control is where you can sell the most crap. And on a liquidation, the point of control is where you're buying the most amount of crap. It is that simple. It has nothing to do with value. It has nothing to do with any of that. It's just where the stuff is priced. So right now, if that purple number, right, it moved from, 3 to here, and before it was down here, right? Where all the stuff is priced is 75.90 from yesterday. So anyone who is long going into the overnight is making some beautiful sales this morning, right? Sales are good. Now this does not leave much for us right now. So let's see when London opens. Look how tight and choppy that is. See all that chop? You could see that. You know, I was talking to people about market profile, and one of my guys who had taken a bunch of courses and paid a lot of money, he said, I haven't made any money trading market profile using it for years until I started talking to you and you said, you don't need this, you don't need that, you don't need this, you don't need that. Well, it's true. You only need 3 things from market profile. One is to tell you where they're selling all the stuff, where they're in distribution or accumulation, where the stops are, and if there are any single prints or a poor high and a poor low. Other than that, don't go down the market profile rabbit hole. I spent years doing it and I didn't make any money. Use practical things to make you money, because if you have to think of 30 things when you're in a trade, you're not going to make money, right? You're not a CPU, you're a human being. Right? You cannot keep track of 30 different variables when you're trading. You have to have only really one variable. Where the hell is the seller? Right? Right now we know that there's a seller at 9 and 8, and we can see that the candles are small and they're choppy. This is what we call, my friends, situational awareness. Or in street parlance, what's going on? Right? Hey, Blackhawk, you know, Raj, you'll find this funny, right? Both the Penguin, right? And I had a buddy of mine. and we kind of grew up together. We grew up through the clubs together, and his dad was a promoter, and his dad was worth like 150, $200 million, which was a lot of money back in the early 90s. That was he had like four deals on Nasdaq, and he was just selling stock like it was going out of set, out of just beautiful. First time I had ever seen a house with an indoor pool. That was pretty cool. So he would go slumming it with me, and Raj, his dad was right from the north, right, and both him and the penguin would call me up every morning and go, "What doing?" Not what's going on. What doing? Right? Like what's going on? What's going on in the market? Where are the sellers? Are we on the offer? Have we sold anything? Right? All your clients want to know is how much did we sell? What did it trade? How much did we sell? Okay, talk to you tomorrow. That's the call at the end of the day. Right now we got sellers here. We got small candles. What does that mean for us? That means business is crappy, right? Business is crappy right now. It's slow. For us, it's crap. For someone who's long 5,000 contracts at 90, it's pretty damn good because they're just feeding them, right? They're just feeding them out like lollipops. You want one? Oh, okay. And when they come down to this 7606 quarter, they just magically stop selling. See, look, bid, 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 bid. Now, don't worry if it's a wick or a twick. The bottom of the candle is all that matters. You have been lied to your entire trading life. Nobody cares about wicks or twicks or bwicks or candle patterns. None of that makes any sense because if you don't understand the business behind why the candle is getting printed, you're not going to make any money. So here it is. The top of the candle is where the sellers start to compete with each other and lower price. The bottom of the candle is where they see buyers stop and then raise price. That's it. That's all you need to know. I've just simplified your life. Now go forth, make a whole bunch of money, and then go fishing or surfing. Whatever your pleasure, right? What's up, Dave? How's the land down under? Dave, every time we speak, and you describe your adventures in Australia, I still have that 1980s Crocodile Dundee thing going through my head. I know it's wrong. I know it's wrong, but I do. Right? So if you're a retail trader, do yourself a favor. If London doesn't do anything, when London opens here in a minute, right? If nothing happens, go to the gym, go for a walk, go enjoy the beach, do something fun. Don't sit in front of your screen forever. So when you come in and you see markets doing this, right, that means coffee break for you. Don't try and trade this, right? Unless you're a computer guy and you've got an algo written to trade the back and forth. Exactly, exactly. Now you nailed it, Blackhawk. You're not you're not anticipating sellers for shorting the front end of the move. You always want to short the back end. You nailed it. What you said was perfect. Okay, so London opens typically tries to see if we can take that JLo now. We can force some inventory out, right? Oh, I don't even have my trading account open. Hang on, stay with me. Right, doy. See, I'm looking for kind of around here, the 7603 area, right? Because VWAP is here. Last time we came in, and every time that we come in, VWAP bids, right? Bids move higher, bids move higher. They're front running VWAP, right? That's how you look at a chart in a tactical way. Yeah, so what we're doing, Blackhawk, right? We're always looking for where that seller is. So if we came back up here, we know the bastards are here and there. Like, say if we did a look below and fail of 7603, right? To use this in practical context, right? If we do a look below and fail like it did this time, and we know that there's probably going to be a seller somewhere here. So if we go long at 4, stop 3, we know to put some orders here. We know for sure there's up here, there's going to be selling, right? There's going to be traffic, right? You can think of that as traffic. You're going to hit traffic. So if you're long 4 or 5, you want to sell before you hit traffic. Does that make sense? And that's exactly what Blackhawk was saying. Beautiful. Blackhawk, are you in Europe or are you in the US? Because you're awake this morning, my friend. As I like to say, you're firing on all 12 cylinders. Oh, Lebanon, cool. Yeah, I've got some friends from Lebanon. I had this buddy from Lebanon back in the 90s. He was hilarious. He was this tiny little guy, but he was hilarious. He would go to girls and he would tell them that he's Omar Sharif's son. I don't even know if Omar Sharif was Lebanese, but he'd tell everybody that he was Omar Sharif's son. And it was Vancouver, so nobody knew, right? And this is before the internet existed. You couldn't go check. And it worked like a charm. Oh my God. The places we would get into, you know, amazing. Also, the best chef I've ever met was Lebanese. And when he made Italian food, oh my God, amazing. Yeah, yeah. But the Omar Sharif son, that bit was funny. I'm trying to distract you guys. There's no trade here. If you're wondering why I'm like off in the woods, right? So let's see. I hate it when it doesn't do what I want it to do, right? I wanted it to come down, go under 3, touch VWAP, and then come back up. Tell me that the sell orders are done so I can buy some. Then it just does this and it just kind of hangs. Now that I see it, right? Hindsight's always 2020, but that low is not surprising because the little gap right there, and you see there's a bid right there. So that's where the front running bids are. Aha. Keep an eye on this. When you guys see weird stuff like a little gap down, and then check this out. If you see this little gap down, right, between the candles, and then you look when it comes back, it'll go right to that little area. I would say that shorts are trapped here. Yeah, so the shorts are trapped here and they're bid to cover, right? So they're buyers ahead of VWAP, right? So we're front running VWAP. I got to make this font bigger. No problem. Blackhawk, thank you. All right, so the shorts are trapped here because they're front running VWAP. I'm going to try annotating this stuff when I talk if the markets are slow enough. Okay, now we came down, we couldn't take out this area here, right? We couldn't come down to this place here. Rotation back up. See now, if you're using pure market profile, you had no idea that the market was going to stop selling here. But if you looked and used your candle charts, and if my brain was actually working a little, if I had my coffee a little earlier, right, we would have anticipated a bid at 4.5. Or margins up. I haven't looked at my email. I haven't even opened my email. I'm trying to do that thing where I don't open my email till later in the day. Okay, back to work. Back to work. Enough goofing around, JJ. All right, so we're going to try and see. Now, look, we have those sellers up here, right? See? We got those sellers, and this is where we're running into traffic. Okay? That's where we're running into traffic. Let's see if we can get past that 9.5, 9.25. That'll be a significant piece of information. If not, we'll just rotate back down, and it'll be business as usual with what we call microchop. Oh, today's PPI, Magnum PI? Okay. I knew it was one of the PIs. Our Croy was saying she laid out the whole week. So, and today's the 15th. So you can see that there is a seller right where we knew there would be a seller, right? So if you know where the sellers are, you know if you were long, say we had, my brain was working, right? And I was firing on 12 cylinders like Blackhawk, right? We would have been long 6.5, right? Against those fives, and then selling 7, 8, 9, right? But we must sell. You have to sell. Because if everyone else is selling, you have to sell too. You have no choice. You have to sell. Unless you have a lot of capital and you have some sort of a valid business idea that you can sell higher. Now that's the hard part. That's the hard part. And how much are you willing to spend on that idea, and how much risk are you willing to take? I hindsight short of the edge, yeah. That's the thing about trading size and holding positions. There's nothing wrong with it. Just think it through. Okay, if this goes wrong, where do I get out of this? How much capital of my account am I going to commit to this trade? What's my margin of error? And like, am I really, really sure? So if you're going to do that and you're long like 50, 100 contracts or short 50, 100 contracts, put out some lookout bids and offers, put out feelers and see if those offers and those bids get hit. And if they don't, then you can trim your position. Get what I'm saying? Right. We just want you to be aware or have awareness of the market, what's going around you. This way you lose less money, number one, right? And the other thing is you make more money. And that's what we want. And right now, it's time to go to the gym because I'm not trading this. Does this stuff make sense? Save yourself a lot of pain and suffering by knowing when to trade a market. There are some times where the business is not suitable for us. Don't worry, it will be again. It will change, right? But most traders will lose all their they'll just get chopped here. And they say, oh, 1,000 cuts of a knife or whatever the hell they say. I don't know there's so many retail sayings that you guys have. I can't keep up. The death by 1,000 cuts, right? In institutional trading, we only have one saying. Going to the bar? Okay, we're going to the bar. Okay. That's our saying. The market's closed and traders don't talk about trades when they go drinking. Right? That's the last thing they want to talk about. But now you guys don't go to the bar. You go to Pilates. Sorry, I'm gonna get in trouble. See, this is what happens when it's slow. There's no business to do. So I'll shut it down. Do you guys have any questions? I'll shut it down before I get myself into trouble by saying something that old men should always censor themselves. Do you still go to the bar? Oh, that's good. You're not going to yoga? You know, Cisco, if I lived in Hawaii still, man, we'd be doing these sessions from the Shorebird if it's still open. Why not go away in summer? I listen. I never took a holiday from 1995 to 2021, other than dying and having a heart attack and a quintuple bypass. So that was 3 weeks that I had off. But from 95 to 2021, I never took a holiday. Then I did. Now the concept of taking July off, that seems pretty damn good. Okay, folks, that's it for me. No questions? No? I'm going to go get my 10,000 steps in before my girlfriend wakes up. Or try to anyway. I'll see you folks at 9:15. Have a great morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are. And we'll see you in a few hours. Stay out of trouble. Thanks, everyone. Bye for now.